Oh, speaking of Michael Scott, I wanted to talk about this. Do you guys
think The Office was the greatest show of all time?
The Office is the fucking greatest show of all time. It's crazy to think about shows that existed back then that would never work today.
Yeah,
that would be completely just inappropriate, or just be canceled, like immediately canceled.
It's crazy.
There's a couple shows I want to talk about. There's one show. Do you guys remember the show called? Matt was telling me about this the other night. Superstar USA.
No. That sounds familiar.
Okay, so it was basically like an American Idol type show.
Yes.
But the whole show was based around bad singers.
Yes.
But they didn't tell these people that they were on a show for who's the worst singer. It was like it was Dinner for Schmucks, but in the singing world.
Right.
They will have the whole audience, and these people would be singing, but they don't know they're on a show. I mean, it was funny, but it was so fucked up.
So
it literally looks like an SNL.
Did the judges act like it was good? I don't understand.
Yeah, no, they'll be like, "Oh my god, that your voice is absolutely amazing." Like they would just feed them these like.
That's really funny though.
It was really funny, but like
today it wouldn't.
Dude, that would be so bad today. They aired that shit on TV.
Could you imagine? Jamie, you said your heart will go on, but as for going on to the next round,
we agree.
Yes, we love you.
We agree. We love you. Like, I watched scenes from The Office, and like it was playing today's day and age. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Not.
I feel like it's how you deliver it too. If it's like if you're saying a joke and it's not funny, like. Then it's a little fucked up. Like it wasn't tasteful. Like
they're very tasteful.
It's just a joke in the end. You know, at the end of the day, it's just a fucking joke. I love hearing fucking Arab jokes and bomb jokes.
Yeah,
it's the funniest thing to me because guess what? Because it's not true. It's just not true. But it's like. It's just making fun of a stereotype, and it's like I love hearing those jokes.
Well, that's like me with Italian. Like I run with that shit. It's so funny when it's so over exaggerated. Like that's so funny to me.
And I feel like you guys almost like just in your characters, you're like you already know you're making like you just make fun of yourselves all the fucking time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's all in good fun. Like that's how you survive.
And especially
just laugh.
If the show was singling out like one like community, it would be one thing.
Yeah,
but
they hit everybody.
Shows like that hit everyone, and they hit them equally as hard. And so I feel like it's almost justifiable if you think about like the perspective. Like, are they really trying to like harm this community or do them dirty? It's like no, they're just trying to make it funny. If it's funny, I love funny gay jokes. If it's a bad gay joke, I'm like, oh, that's a groaner. But like. I don't get offended by it. Marlon Wayans said something like about the scary movies.
Yeah.
He had an interview recently, and he said that there's a lot of gay humor that like if he presented a script with that in it today, he's like, I know it wouldn't get greenlit. The exact same script. He goes, it would not make it past like the first round.
Yeah.
He goes, but it doesn't mean it's not funny.
A show that reminds me of that is Simple Life. I just think that I thought that show was the funniest fucking
God.
show.
Yeah,
I want to rewatch that.
So
I've seen a couple episodes because Ella, my best friend Ella from back home, she loved that show, so I saw a couple episodes with her. But it's Paris and Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, and the show is basically them going to different like cities,
like farm stuff, right?
Like they would try.
Yeah, but the way they treat other people's way of living, like they were just entitled brats, and it was so funny.
They were being dumb on purpose.
They're like the reason social media is like social media.
Oh
like,
yeah, they were the first
start.
influencers. Yeah.
Like they know their characters. They know where to lean into their like bitchiness and whatever, and it almost just makes it okay. It's like It's Always Sunny. Everyone in that show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, is a terrible person. So no one's expecting them to be a virtuous, like generous, good person. You know that they're awful. So everything that they say, if it's awful,
it fits.
Yeah, it fits with their characters.
It is crazy because like we watched a couple episodes the other night, and a lot of the shit that they were saying were very like, oh man, this would never be allowed today. But like, it's so weird for a TV network or whatever to cut jokes out from a scene from someone like an awful character saying something awful. It like to me, it's like that's not a real person. That's an actual
they're
awful.
Acting, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
like an awful person saying something awful.
Especially if it's like showing like this is what is awful.
Exactly, and we're all laughing at like. If anything, it's showing us how awful somebody can be, and like don't be around people like that.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's like
I feel like they shouldn't cut things out of shows if it's an older show. I feel like they should just put a disclaimer in the beginning.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I feel like that would be a way of kind of evolving with the times. I mean, I don't think trigger warnings were a thing
like
right.
years ago.
Put a trigger warning.